pipelines. And that was, frankly, shocking to me. It means that it will be a monumental task to make the existing 3.3 million miles of pipelines in our communities safer. Can you talk about how this requirement prevents us from making the most dangerous pipelines in America safer? And should we look at altering that requirement in any reauthorization of PHMSA?
Yeah, thank you
So much, Mr. Karam. And as you mentioned, it's important to highlight something that you said. Half of pipelines in the U.S. are essentially blocked from having these additional safety standards for communities and workers on them and being updated to be safer. Ms. Miller, you represent an association of pipeline companies, and I see here in your testimony that it states that your members, quote, appreciate improved due process, unquote, for companies that violate the laws as a priority. I want to discuss the consequences for pipeline companies when they fail to follow the law and PHMSA's rules. Just over 5 years ago, an employee of Energy Transfer, a pipeline company and a member of your organization, was killed while conducting maintenance activities on a gas pipeline in Kansas. This employee was attempting to remove an object that had become stuck due to ice in a partly pressurized pipeline. Now, PHMSA's rules require operators to completely depressurize pipelines before working on them. But this worker was attempting to remove the object using a steel rod when the object became dislodged and, due to remaining pressure in the pipeline, struck him in the abdomen and killed him. Now Energy Transfer is in court, arguing that it should not be held to account for the fact that it did not follow PHMSA's rules. Mr. Chair, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record a complaint brought by the Attorney General in the Northern District Court of Texas.
Without objection, so ordered.
This complaint states that, quote, PHMSA's investigation indicates that Energy Transfer failed to follow its manual of written procedures for conducting operations and maintenance activities at the Borcher station in connection with this fatal incident. Someone died. Now, one of the biggest companies in the industry, Energy Transfer, is in court arguing that PHMSA shouldn't be able to hold any company that violates its rules responsible. Ms. Miller, you mentioned due process for companies that violate laws in your testimony as a priority. In your opinion, if a pipeline company does not follow the rules and a worker is killed, should PHMSA be able to hold that company responsible? That's 15 seconds left. Should PHMSA be able to hold the companies responsible? Be able to hold these companies responsible? And yet we are in an environment where the Trump administration and their enforcement actions against pipeline companies—
I'm sorry, the general lead time has expired.
Sure.